That's right, Paris and Jessica. Tonight it is going to be a battle between these two SEC powerhouse schools tonight in Atlanta, and only one of them will walk away with that coveted national title. We have alumni from Alabama and Georgia here with us today. Thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you for having us.
So Walter, we'll start with you. For those that say the SEC is not the best conference in college football, what do you have to say to them?
Well, everybody's entitled to their opinion, of course. I think Alabama started out the year against a top-ranked, top 3 team in Florida State, and we got their best game, and we won that. Really proved our national prominence. Year in and year out, the SEC is a dominant conference, and if you look at the playoffs, the teams that won against the elite competition is the SEC, and so I don't think there's any question about it.
Now, Caleb, over to you. What has this winning season for Georgia been like as a fan?
As a fan, I mean, it's been incredible because, I mean, we've dealt with many years where we were knocking on the door of being good but not great, and then for this year to finally have wins over Notre Dame, beat Auburn in the SEC championship, and of course last week beating Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl. I mean, we haven't been to the Rose Bowl in I think 75 years before this year, so as a fan, I can't imagine a better season for the Red and Black.
So now there wasn't a lot of debate as to whether Georgia deserved a spot in these playoffs, but there was some debate over Alabama's spot. What do you have to say about that?
Well, yeah, so we've caught a lot of flack throughout the season. You know, like I said, we started out, we beat an FSU team, and then actually got leapfrogged in the polls by Georgia. Then, of course, the loss to Auburn. You know, I really felt, you know, based on our body of work throughout the year that we were one of the top teams and certainly deserved a shot. We're glad that we've had a shot. And we're thankful for those pundits that want to say that we're not there. It gives us a chance for once to kind of have a chip on our shoulder and let people know that we're ready to play.
I tell you what, Alabama with a chip on their shoulder is something dangerous. Coming out of that Auburn game, I don't think Clemson was ready for you guys at all. Now, Caleb, back over to you. Alabama definitely has more experience, especially recently in these big title games. Do you think that puts Georgia at a disadvantage tonight?
I think maybe if this had been the semifinal game before the Oklahoma game, I would have thought that, just because Georgia doesn't have a ton of big game experience, but they do have a ton of experience. There's 31 seniors on this team, which is by far, I think, the most of any of the 4 playoff teams. But I think all that was taken care of last week because it doesn't get any bigger than the Rose Bowl, other than maybe the national championship, of course. But playing in that environment, I think that will translate well to tonight.
Now, Walter, back to you. What does Alabama need to do tonight to make sure that they walk out of Atlanta victorious?
Well, to have a little fun here, you know, in our fight song, it says, "Go teach the Bulldogs to behave." And so I've got 3 points that I'd make. Sit, stay, and roll over. Sit, and then we've got to win the line of scrimmage. Stay, we've got to keep their defense on the field. We've got to convert third downs. We can't turn the ball over. And then roll over. Football is a game of 4 quarters by design. And that's when these games are really won. And, you know, I'm hoping for both Scarborough and some of our bigger backs to take advantage of maybe some of their defensive backs that, although they're elite in their skill set, maybe don't possess, you know, the physical dominance that some of our running backs might carry in the 4th quarter.
Now, Caleb, we'll end with you really fast. What does Georgia need to do to make sure that they can contain Jalen Hurts, they can take care of this Alabama team, and make sure that they are the ones that walk away with that national championship?
You have to keep him in the pocket and make him beat you with his arm. He can. He's one of the better running threats as far as quarterback goes in the country. You have to make him beat you with his arm.
Well, I appreciate both of you for joining us this morning. It is definitely going to be an intense game in Atlanta tonight. I know a lot of America, including President Trump, will be watching. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.